Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to this, our first webinar of 2021, entitled Door Entry Solutions. So this is the first webinar, as I said, for us, external webinar for us to host in 2021. So we're very happy and excited to be able to present to you this year our new door entry solutions. So my name is Simon Nash, and it's my pleasure and privilege to be able to present to you today the latest technology from Dahua relating to door entry products. As far as the agenda goes, then I'd like to just quickly touch on a few agenda points. We'll start by giving you some of the information about market insight. So talk about a little bit of the market data, the market reasons why we've developed this technology and this product. And talk about some of the sales opportunities that it undoubtedly represents for you and your business, and indeed perhaps your customers if you're an installer. The two core areas of the webinar today are access control solutions and video door entry solutions. So we're going to spend the bulk of our time talking about those two, the products, the solutions, and the opportunities, as I said, that they represent. Finally, talk about why Dahua, and if you're not using us, it'd be great to perhaps talk a little bit about why Dahua, and if you're not using us, then please consider us and talk to us in the future. Finally, Q&A. So as always with webinars, Q&A, then we really it's difficult to take live Q&A at the end because of the audio delays. But if you have any questions, then there's a team of people at our office in Maidenhead, which is remote from me. I'm working from my home office today because of the COVID restrictions. But we're only too happy to answer those questions as you have them. So please send them in real time. I've put some QR codes on the page there. So these are different opportunities, different ways that you can keep in touch with us at Dahua. So I just want to check and make sure that the slides are changing, because my screen is showing perhaps that the slides aren't changing. So you should be seeing a door entry solutions commercial quiz slide. This is about so at the end of the webinar today, we're going to have a quiz. This gives you the opportunity, as you can see on the right hand side, for door entry, the door entry solutions. I'm told by the team in the office that you're unable to see this slide, so I'm just going to quickly try and restart my screen. Okay, there is nothing that I'm doing wrong, so let me just double check. Andy, perhaps if you can just check to make sure we're sharing the right screen. There we go. Thank you, Andy. Okay, so apologies for that. So that's the agenda that I was talking about, and those are the QR codes that I also referred to. There are different ways that you can keep in touch with us at Dahua. And we've recently just gone onto Instagram as well. So if you are on Instagram, then please don't hesitate to get in touch with us in that way too. So moving back to the quiz at the which hopefully will change now. There we go. So the Door Entry Solutions quiz is at the end of the webinar. It's hosted by Kahoot. We've put the questions on there, and it involves you listening and paying attention to the points in the webinar. It's a bit of fun at the end of the webinar. And as you can see on the right-hand side now, then you get an opportunity to win one of our video intercom products. So it's really fun. It's 10 questions. Everything, all the answers are given in the webinar that we're hosting today. So please don't hesitate to download that application if you don't have it already, and join in, have a bit of fun, and win some products at the end of the excuse me, at the end of the webinar. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the background and some of the opportunities that these products can talk about. So firstly, as far as the background is concerned, Dahua have two door entry, or three elements, if you like, three different solutions that make up our door entry product portfolio. One is the access control range, which is, as you know, and some of you will be familiar with that already, a very important part of our product and technology. We also have video intercom, a range of video intercoms, and then finally the entry control products. So these are the turnstiles, the barriers, if you like, the speed gates that allow people in and out of buildings. So those are the three core door entry solutions that we have. But we can also bring about a lot of operational efficiency by integrating that different technology together. And in many cases, being able to integrate it with CCTV, of course, intercom and access control, maybe entrance and alarm systems as well. So being able to bring an entire solution together really does offer the customer, the end user, a lot of value. And it enables a safer society with smarter living. And that's one of the core objectives of Dahua. Let's take a look at some of the access control market statistics. Now, this comes from market research, and this specifically relates to access control, the access control market in the UK, and it's in millions of dollars. So as you can see, this year in 2021, it's worth a little over $770 million. So it's a big market. And of course, as you know, that will be dominated by big players like PAC and Paxton, those sort of guys. But it still represents an excellent opportunity for us to be able to penetrate that market with some innovative and market-leading, industry-leading technologies. But just look at some of the growth areas that I've highlighted in commercial and residential. They're very big area, very high growth. CAGR is around 8.7 for commercial and almost 10% for residential. So there's a lot of growth opportunity in the UK as far as access control is concerned. And these products and technologies that we're going to be talking about during the webinar today offer you a great opportunity to take advantage of some of that undoubted growth. And remember, our products are, of course, the highest quality and very cost effective to install. So a little bit more about the access control market in the UK. We've seen through statistics and market research, the market is growing rapidly. There's a lot of commercial industries and customers that are taking advantage of this growth to enhance their security. So more and more we see commercial organizations increasing their security measures to keep their staff and their organization safe. And as we saw in the previous slide, there's a very high growth in the residential segment. That not only applies to the access control market, but also to the video intercom market as well. And that's something that we'll be touching on a little bit later. Some market background to the video intercom market to start with. So the IHS Markit research company estimates that the world market will be over $33 billion US in 2023. And compared to a little over 31 million this year, it's still seeing high growth. So there is a very fast migration from audio only door phones to video intercom solutions. So in the past, whereas the technology really was limited to audio only, now we can send video, high quality video using H.265. We can send that video down the same piece of cable. So that really represents a lot of benefit. If you're an end user, you now get a much stronger solution, as we'll see a little bit later. And just like in access control, in EMEA now, being a little bit more specific, the UK residential market is estimated to account for over 58%, almost 59% of the global market. So very strong video intercom market in EMEA. And of course, that is reflected in the UK too. So IP video intercom revenue, as I said, is rising every year. Most installations that are out there, a little bit like CCTV, are traditionally analog solutions. And our solution, the two-wire solution from Dahua that you'll be hearing about in 20 or so minutes time, is an IP solution, and that is really revolutionizing the video intercom market, not only in terms of features, products, and specification, but also price and value. So to start with, there are these two core sections: the access control section and then the video intercom section. So I'd like to start by now we've got the slides working properly. I'd like to start by looking at the access control solution. So let's look at how this has been done traditionally. So traditionally, you can see that, and you'll be aware of this. Many people will be aware of this. That a lot of access control systems tend to use a physical card. And as you know, the cards are easy to lose, and more importantly, they're easy to copy. And as such, that represents a really strong or really high security risk to an organization that uses a card. If you have a card, you see it on the, if somebody sees it on maybe the passenger seat of a car, it's got the company logo on it. That's the keys to the building, and it's very easy to steal that and take advantage and gain access when you shouldn't. So that's a risk, and obviously we want to try to tackle that and resolve to make a safer society. Excuse me. Also, fingerprints are not good from a fingerprint system. Thumbprint fingerprint is not good for epidemic prevention, and as we know, everything's trying to move towards a contactless society as we try to prevent the spread of COVID. And consequently, moving to a contactless solution is far better. People still want fingerprint systems, but we're finding they're becoming less and less in favor of facial recognition, because that technology is becoming more and more affordable, as you'll see. Some organizations use a QR code to gain access, but of course you need a smartphone, and those things are easily photographed and therefore copied. And at the end of the day, all of these different technologies are the keys to the building, the keys to the facility that you're trying to protect. So in particular, the card represents a real security loophole. So facial recognition is, as we believe and most customers believe, is the most suitable credential for access control. Well, why? Okay, let's take a look at some of those reasons. Firstly, it reduces contact. You don't need any contact when you're using a facial recognition system. You don't actually need any specific action. All you have to do is appear in front of the camera and the system will identify you. You can also maintain social distancing. So the camera will can recognize you at a distance of up to 1.5 meters away. So that's really important, because it, as I said, it prevents, it enables social distancing to be enabled. But because it's also fast, it's 0.3 seconds of user recognition, it means that we can avoid crowding as well. So all of those three things make facial recognition an ideal technology for access control. And that is probably what's driving the global market. If we look now on a global statistic at the potential for the facial recognition market, you can see in 2020 it was worth $3.8 billion US, whereas in 2025 it's estimated to be 8.5 billion. So massive growth in the facial recognition market. And again, a lot of this is being driven in a post-COVID era. So again, maintaining those standards of social distancing, non-contactless technology, and avoiding crowding, those three drivers are big influences in the transition towards facial recognition. One of the other drivers is the fact that it's very cost effective. In the past, even if we just go back a couple of years to 2019, the average selling price of a facial recognition system was over $2,000. And if you now look at the price of a similar system and some of the technologies that we'll be talking about, certainly with the video intercom market that also uses facial recognition, we're now talking, instead of talking of thousands, we're talking of hundreds. So it becomes immediately much more affordable. So the technology that we have built into our solutions, whether they be access control or whether they be the video intercom system, make it the whole solution, and therefore the facial recognition opportunity much more cost effective. So not only can we deliver the better product performance, we can deliver more applications, we can lower the average price and provide an all-in-one solution. So talking about solution, let's have a look at some of the solution values associated with our access control system. So to start with, as you would expect, we have AI functionality. AI is sort of core to what we're doing at Dahua in terms of our research and development. But that AI is driving technologies or features like facial recognition, mask detection, and temperature detection. And those are three key technologies that are really popular with our customers. Also, we can deliver a highly accurate and quick system. So the facial verification, the accuracy, if you like, is over 99.5%, and we can detect very, very quickly at 0.2 seconds per person. And as we touched on earlier, it's a contactless system. So and that's what, again, one of the key drivers of having a system in a post-COVID era, that we're able to maintain the contactless world. Security is also very important. So to make sure that the system is not only safe but also secure. So encrypted communication, making sure that we comply with European GDPR legislation. We have multiple unlock modes, and we can do anti-spoofing and anti-passback, but we're going to be talking a little bit more about that later in the webinar. We're also able to control the solution. If it's a bigger system with multiple doors, we're able to control that using powerful central management software. Again, we'll touch on that in a little bit later. But also some customers have third-party systems, maybe Milestone, Paxton, PAC, Linnell, that sort of technology. And therefore, for those customers, it's important that our technologies are easily integratable, if you like. So making sure we build in features and commands like Wiegand, the Wiegand command set, making sure we build that into the product is very, very important. So third-party integration is a very key area for us. So let's have a look at the three product lines that we're going to be talking about for the next few moments. So firstly, to launch to you what we've called the FACT series of product solution. These are standalone AI terminals that we'll be talking about again, and these will interface with our access control products. But also, secondly, a solution that perhaps some of you are familiar with. Maybe you've had some experience of using our TMAC product. So temperature monitoring access control solutions. Again, they will interface through to our access control systems, and indeed they will also integrate through to our turnstile solutions. So the speed gates, if you like, the physical barrier that prevent people entering a building if they maybe have a temperature, or if they don't have appropriate access. So the turnstile solution is there as well. So those are the three core areas that we're gonna finish off the access control section by looking at. So to start with, the terminal itself. Well, FACT, as you can imagine, is an acronym, and it stands for fast, accurate, convenient, and trusted. But let's drill down and have a look at some of those key points. So to start with, it's got to be quick. An access control system needs to be very quick. So we have a very fast response of 0.3 of a second to detect a person. But not only is it got to be quick, but it's also got to be accurate. So we're able to achieve an accuracy of greater than 99.5%, which means that it's very, very resilient to the wrong person. It can easily reject and alarm if necessary if the wrong person tries to gain access. But it also is good as well if you're trying to use it in harsh environments, in poor lighting conditions. It makes it very, very robust and accurate even in those challenging conditions. It's also very convenient. One of the things that we looked at when we looked at the technology drivers was contactless access. But if you want to still have a card, a PIN, or a fingerprint, we make a solution for that as well. And as far as the trust, if you like, the security is concerned, then we need to make sure that the product is GDPR compliant. And as you'll see in a moment, we're fully compliant with the EU legislation surrounding GDPR. But also we're able to we have an AI algorithms that are self-developed to prevent spoofing. If you take a picture of somebody who is known to work in the facility, and they print it and hold it over their face, the technology is able to detect that and prevent that happening. Moreover, we have 4 different technologies in the same box. So FACT is not only all of the benefits that we talked of earlier, but it can be different things in different applications. So, for example, access control, and we've talked about that, and that's the one that we'll be focusing on. but it's also possible to use it as time and attendance system, a TNA system. So again, very popular with a lot of corporate organizations, being able to record the time people enter, leave, whether they go on a break, whether they're doing overtime, etc. All of these different things can be recorded if you use it into time and attendance mode. But because it also has a 2 megapixel high definition camera, it's possible to use that camera for live streaming. So if you want to integrate it into an existing CCTV system, you can utilize the HD camera for that purpose, and again, record the video if necessary. And finally, you can use it as a door station. So if you want to integrate this into a video door entry system and use it as a video intercom, then the system is able to achieve that also. So just touch on some of the features. We have dual cameras in it, as you'll see in a little bit more detail later. We have dual cameras. So one of them is for facial recognition, and the other is for what we call liveness detection. So this is, you know, whether or not the person is real, or is it a photograph of the person. So we really need to make sure that we have a high level of anti-fake performance to make it reliable and stable. In terms of multiple identification modes, we touched on this earlier. So facial recognition, password, card, or biometric fingerprint. So we can make all of these things available as options. Although in our experience, most people tend to use the facial recognition, as you would imagine, as the standard way of gaining access. So talking about facial recognition, this is a self-developed algorithm that we've created, and one of the things we do, and one of the reasons why we spend a lot of money as a company on research and development is to develop algorithms that really add value to our products and solutions. So we've developed a chip which has a specific facial recognition algorithm in it. And that is really important when you come to use, if you're using facial recognition as a way to gain access to a building. It needs to be able to detect and still give an accurate performance if the person's wearing a mask, if they're wearing sunglasses, if they're wearing a hat, or if they have a beard. It's important that you're able to still detect with a high level of accuracy in all of those different scenarios. And I know later on this afternoon we have another webinar, and my colleague Chris is going to be talking about on a technical level about some of these, and he actually's got a video where he does some testing. He's tested this different scenario, and in every way, whether you're wearing a mask, sunglasses, a hat, etc., it's still able to give you an accurate performance. You can also use the terminal as we touched on for video intercom functions. So again, it doesn't have to be just an access control panel. Can you see how we're starting to build in more technology, starting to build in, combine, integrate, if you like, other solutions into the same package? So what traditionally in the past was just an access control panel, with the advent of the latest technology, the latest algorithms, etc., we're able to add a lot more features into the product. And for you and your customers, the end user, it makes it really exciting, because they're able to perhaps replace an existing 2-wire analog system, and they can replace it with the latest IP technology. It costs a few hundred pounds perhaps, as opposed to thousands. They have facial recognition, they have time and attendance, they have video intercom, etc. So there's a whole range of different technologies and solutions that can be provided as part of the same panel. And the last function, just to touch on, is the standalone. The function, in standalone mode, it can also do time and attendance. So this gives us a number of different ways of clocking in and clocking out, if you like, whether you're checking in the morning, so you're coming to work, or leaving if you're going on a break, or you're coming back from a break, or you're in overtime, or you're out of overtime. These are different ways that you can clock in. So these are clock in and clock out using exactly the same terminal. So again, very, very feature rich in the standalone terminal. One of the other areas that we talked about was the importance of GDPR. This is obviously very critical when you look at access control products. So therefore, we ensure that as Dahua, we are compliant with the European legislation relating to GDPR. So our products have been tested and they've been certified to say that we are fully GDPR compliant. And there are some documents there that we can share with you, and you can download these, all about our cybersecurity credentials, GDPR, because we're aware as a manufacturer that we need to be very responsible as far as cybersecurity and GDPR is concerned, and therefore we make the tools and the information available in this form for you to be able to gain access to. Okay. And next is just as a bit of a footnote, really, to that section. But as far as the credibility of Dahua is concerned, we take it very seriously. So we are very proud to be able to announce. In fact, we announced it a little bit earlier in January on social media. But we have been the first. Dahua Technology is the first in the security industry to achieve British Standard 27701. Which is an ISO standard. So this demonstrates the highest possible standard for personal data protection and further supports our efforts in GDPR compliance. And there's a quote there which basically says that we're the first enterprise in the global security industry that was acquired the ISO 27701 certificate. And this talks about our practices. This talks about our technology and how seriously we take GDPR. So again, this document is available on social media. If you contact us or me after the webinar, very happy to send you a copy, or indeed you can go to the BSI website and download a copy for yourself. But this is just an indication that Dahua takes our responsibility to produce secure product that is not only GDPR compliant but also cyber compliant, and that all of our processes support that too. So moving to the panel itself, there are two different versions available. One is the landscape, as you can see on the left, and the other is it can be used in portrait mode. So again, a very similar look and feel to both technologies. Very similar as you would if you've had experience of our TMAC product, then you'll be able to see and recognize some of the features and functionality of that too. Similar in size to an iPhone 12. So again, very small, very compact, very easy to install, and as I said, available in two different modes of operation. I've put a little bit of information here on this slide relating to the part numbers. So we've got a little bit of basic information about the capability and the capacity of both systems. But you can see that the portrait mode on the portrait version on the left-hand side is also suited for IP65, and it also features the Wiegand output. So do you remember when we talked about some of the features and functionality and of the solution? I said that integration to third party is very important. We do that using the Wiegand output. So again, that's built in as standard on the portrait mode. Okay, so that was a brief introduction to the FACT series. Let's now just have a bit of a recap. I mean, we've done a lot of webinars and videos, and a lot of it, we've provided a lot of information in the past about TMAC, temperature monitoring access control. But I'd like just to touch on a little bit, because this is very closely linked to our access control offering. So some of the features of the TMAC series, and it is a series of product. It is again a contactless system. So detection distance is between 0.3 and 0.8 meters. We can do it as people stand in front of the system and they have their temperature checked, or indeed they can just continue to walk past the system and it will detect anywhere between, as I said, 0.3 and 0.8 of a meter. It does it without the need for a black body. So we also have and have sold many thousands of BTM, what we call BTM solutions, the body temperature measurement solution. These are very popular in large applications like airports, ports, wherever, train stations, and large buildings where there's a high throughput of people. But they use a black body because it's dealing with multiple people at the same time. TMAC is a little bit more individual. So as people walk past in a line, their temperature can be measured, but it achieves the same accuracy as the body temperature measurement solution. So being able to achieve that 0.3 degrees is still very critical in order to have an accurate solution. It can also, if it's used in facial recognition mode, because at the end of the day, it's an access control terminal as well, it can detect the person's face in 0.2 seconds, and it can measure their temperature and detect their temperature in the same time span. So it's doing a lot in a very short period of time. But again, that makes it an ideal product when it's linked to an access control solution for all the reasons that we said. It's contactless and it's accurate and it avoids queuing, etc., and crowding, and people can maintain social distancing. It's easy to install. The TMAC it can be, as I said, a standalone solution, and many customers, including the BBC, have purchased, I think, almost 80 of them used in a standalone solution. But it is very, very easy to install and configure. It also has excellent compatibility with third-party products because it has the Wiegand interface, just like the Portrait fact terminal. So the integration is very, very good. It also can detect if a person is wearing a mask. So if you're not wearing a mask, so for example, in our headquarters in Maidenhead, we have a TMAC on the entry system. It checks your temperature every day, and if you're not wearing a mask, it will prompt you to wear a mask. So a lot of technology built into the same box. And of course, there are many different privacy modes as well, or display modes that can be used to protect people's privacy. So TMAC comes in a series of different mounting options. I've put them all there for you, and also with the part numbers. The one on the left-hand side, as you can see, is floor standing. Also, this comes in a series of different heights as well. So if you were using this, say, in a primary school, or you had a customer that required disabled access, then we have a reduced height version for that application. It could also be mounted on the wall, on a turnstile, or indeed on a desk in a desk mounting application as well. And the turnstile mount is very good because, as we'll see, we often find that is integrated into our turnstile solution. But we're going to touch on that in a little bit more detail later. One of the other opportunities, one of the other possibilities that you can do with the TMAC solution is link it to one of our video intercom products. So this is a video intercom display. So all that we've done in this instance is we've linked the TMAC product, because if you think about a scenario perhaps where maybe the entrance is away from the security desk or away from perhaps the reception. So if somebody does trigger, you need to be able to find a way to be able to alert the operator, the security operator. So the video intercom monitor can be connected either directly through Cat5, or it can be connected through Wi-Fi. And really, what appears on the TMAC is duplicated into the video intercom display as well. So it gives you real-time surveillance. It's not recorded unless you configure multiple units, in which case you can do that through our software DSS Pro. But it will provide as little or as much information as you require. And if it's linked to access control, you can provide remote door release as well. So really good example of integrating here multiple products together. And again, coming back to that integration, that third-party integration, our TMAC solution can be connected as I said, through our APIs or SDK or OnVIF or Wiegand to a third-party solution using firmware and obviously the Wiegand protocol. But also it can be connected not only to Dahua speed gates or turnstiles, because there is also a relay output on the device. So it's normally open, normally closed connections, and they can be used to trigger the opening and closing of a speed gate. So really, really good. There are high levels of integration and low levels of integration, both of which are available on the same product. So finally, just to talk on the last part of the access control is the turnstile. So we've considered different ways of being able to protect the building in terms of technology, anti-spoofing, anti-passback, etc. We've considered temperature monitoring with TMAC, but now let's talk about the physical, if you like, the physical barriers. This is just a couple of slides to make you aware, if you're not already, of our turnstile solutions. So we make an entire range of solutions. So what you can see here is the TMAC has been integrated into the turnstile solution. Again, turnstile solutions can come if required. They can come with a card reader built in, or in this case, you would just use the card reader or the facial recognition feature of the TMAC to control the speed gates. But it is the speed gates themselves are very durable. They're tested at over 5 million times of use. So that's a really, really key feature. The last thing you want is for these things to fail. You need them to be safe. We need them to be safe. So we design them with 12 pairs of IR detectors built into the product to prevent people getting trapped or maybe small children or perhaps luggage, that sort of thing. So we have those detectors built in as standard. The product is very elegant. We have them in our office, and we use a diamond polishing process. I think it's SUS 304 stainless steel that we use. So it's a high quality product. It's quick. In fact, it is the fastest I'm told it's the fastest in the industry. The gates will open within 0.5 seconds. So really, really quick and accurate. Okay, and because we can open the gate so quickly using the brushless servo motor that we'll touch on the next slide, then we don't have queuing around the gate. We can move it so quickly. Remember, this is linked often to an access control, the TMAC or an access control panel. We're detecting the face time within 0.2 seconds. We're measuring temperature within 0.2 seconds, and the gate is opening within 0.5 seconds. So within less than a second, we've done a lot of things. And again, that's improving the efficiency. So if you're using those, people are trying to stream through these gates, then they can do so in a very efficient way. They're also adaptable in terms of their temperature range that they can be used in. Okay. Oh, there we go. So yeah, SUS 304 stainless steel is the construction, and also the brushless servo motor makes it not only quiet but also quick and also very reliable. We make a range of different solutions in different widths, from 600 millimeters wide to 1,000 millimeters, 100 centimeters wide. So different options, different solutions, different left hand, right hand, etc. But again, we have that very fast unlock speed. And again, we can put in various delays and different durations, etc., depending upon the individual application. So again, just to touch on the AI algorithm, again, that sort of built in as standard within this technology. Again, this is preventing anti-tailing. So if two people are trying to get through at the same time, it will prevent that. It prevents pinching by the IR detectors that we've built into the product to improve the safety. So safety and reliability, high quality, all come as standard on this solution. As you can imagine, there are many different types of application. So it doesn't matter whether it's an apartment block. with access control, we can do that. Offices, schools, just general building entrance for access management, banks, construction sites, and colleges. Many different and varied applications that these can be used in, again, because of the high quality construction. So just touching back now to, again, this would apply equally to any access control panel. This time, not just the turnstile and the speed gate, but also this is now relating to the door entry as well. So our panels can not only control the speed gates as we've seen just now, but also they can control using magnetic locks, etc. They can control a one-door solution. Again, so a lot of capacity there, but also it can control multiple doors as well. So again, 100,000 card holders, 500,000 records, either 2 or 4 door, 1 or 2-way devices. We can link it to different alarm systems. It can be run in a standalone mode, and again features advanced functions like anti-passback, interlock, etc. So really being able to improve the overall level of security. Okay, so we've looked at the access control panel. We've looked at the TMAC, and we've looked at the barriers, if you like, the physical that prevent or allow physical entry into the building. Let's take a look now at the video intercom solution. Okay, so to start with some solution values. Well, not only can we provide a video intercom function, but also you can use your face as a key. So using these terminals, we can use, you don't have to be buzzed into the building. If the system recognizes you, then it will allow you access. But of course, it can be used as a video intercom because it has a high definition camera built in as standard. You can of course allow remote answer. We can allow remote answer, so door calls. You can unlock the door remotely, either from within the building or using the application. And because of that high definition camera, we can integrate to CCTV systems. You can integrate it to an alarm system if the customer requires. And we can control it all with central management software. So we have some high quality CMS software that can integrate and control the entire solution. We have SIP compatibility, which is important, which is an important standard when it comes to sending high quality audio device in an intercom mode. So that compatibility is very important. And it's also very quick to configure. Chris is going to demonstrate this if any of you are joining his session this afternoon at 2:30. Then he gives a demonstration of the 3-step 1-key configuration. So it is very quick and easy to install and configure. So in terms of the main products, if you like, there are the terminals themselves. There's the monitor that we touched on a little bit earlier when we talked about TMAC, and there's what we call the new 2-wire system products. So these are really game-changing products that represent a lot of opportunity for you to install the latest technology in a very cost-effective way. And then we'll talk about the single house, or sometimes called the villa solution, which is an intercom kit in a box, if you like. So let's start by looking at the terminal itself. Okay, so here we go. So as I said, your face, and we're generally finding a lot of people are using your face as the key to access. So you don't have to be buzzed in or using the app. Your facial recognition will give you that access just by facial recognition technology, and you can store 20,000 faces within the product. The detection is done with a 2-megapixel CMOS imager. It's supported with additional white light if required, because it's important that you can gain access at night. It has a touch screen, and of course it's still possible to do password, fingerprint, and card access as well. That's built in still, although far less commonly used these days. In terms of the other end, if you like, the monitor itself, it's an Android operating system. So again, here's a little bit of information about that product. Again, this is the same product that we talked about when we were looking at the TMAC being able to monitor in 2 different locations using the TMAC. So a 1024 by 600 resolution. This is, as I said just now, Android operating system. It will work with Ethernet or Wi-Fi. And again, this is really, if you like, the other end of the system. So one end is the outdoor part. We can integrate different alarms to and from this device. You can mount it on the surface. There are a range of different mounting modes. So let's touch on some of the two. Those are traditional product. Let's look at the new two-wire system. So this is very much the next generation. Let me explain why. I mean, traditionally, video intercom has been an analog system. And what technology has done, whether it's using the latest algorithms, etc., but the switch to IP has made it possible to offer feature-rich product at a very cost-effective price. So there is certainly the market. Let's talk to start with a little bit about the market opportunity. So there is a huge potential in the UK and Ireland for this. There are thousands of door entry systems that are offering audio only. They are old, they are poor quality, they're probably fit for replacement. So the opportunity to sell this new two-wire IP solution represents, as I said, a great opportunity. We can not only support the audio, SIP quality audio, but also we can offer high quality video as well. And that's brought about by the transition to IP, and we'll look at some of the features in just a few moments. But as I said, most of the two-wire systems use analog technology. So it is very, very limited. You know, if you want to try and do an installation, if you want to do or maintenance, it really is very, very difficult. It can be difficult in terms of configuration. If you want to change the configuration of an existing analog system, it's very hard. If you want to rewire, it represents a huge labor cost in terms of being able to do that. Well, why rip out the cable? And I would liken it to the same sort of experience we have in the CCTV market. And some of you may be aware, we have a product called HD CVI 6.0, and this is a technology that allows customers that still have a large investment in RG59, RG60 cable, analog CCTV cable in their facility. Well, the cost to rip that out and put IP in sometimes can be prohibitive. Well, HDCVI 6 technology allows you to put in effectively IP products across a coaxial infrastructure. This technology, this next generation of two-wire video intercom, does exactly the same. This is enabling us to leverage the existing investment in two-wire technology and put the latest IP technology and facilities and features across those two wires. So reducing labor cost as well. And again, if you're an installer, it really is a big job to be able to configure. Okay, in terms of just look at a couple of product highlights. So we already touched on the two wire. So it's a non-polarized two-wire system. It really is, and we can send power across that as well. So, you know, in terms of ease of installation from the installer's point of view, a really great opportunity. We are the first manufacturer in the industry to use H.265 to move high definition video across the two wires that we've been talking about. The product and solution is really, really simple. The opportunity is great. You can replace old technology with new using the same infrastructure at a fraction of the cost of what the customer originally paid for. So this is a really good news message. Also, the compatibility is there across our range. So if you want to mix and match different products, then you can do that. And we're going to look at some of those different opportunities. Again, please reconsider some of the opportunities that this can bring. In particular, compared to the existing analog systems that perhaps you installed in the past. Why not go back to those customers? Why not talk to them about the latest and greatest technology and solutions? And if you think about a facility like a high-rise building that maybe has, say, 100 different entry points, if you want to make a change to that existing analog system, it takes a couple of engineers days to go and individually change. If you want to say change the configuration of the call button or the access button, you have to go to each individual apartment to be able to make that change. It's almost like on a CCTV system, having to go around and adjust the focus on every individual camera on the system. With this sort of technology, you can do it in the click of a mouse. So these are if you like, these are the different models. So we have a range of different technology, as you would expect from Dahua. We offer an end-to-end solution in everything we do. So to start with, the simple two-wire villa door solution is again there, the camera, the call button, the two-way communication, etc. But if you have multiple apartments, then you can have the larger version. The control is the VTN, the VTNS that will accept all of the inputs, all of the two-wire connections from the peripheral devices. And then there's the indoor monitors as well. So if you like, this is the control, the inside part, if you like, the part that the customer or the user will interface to. So a range of products there. So just to look at this slightly different format. Again, we touched on as a recap, the 2 megapixel HD camera. We also have IR lighting. So again, often people try to gain access at night. We have a 160-degree viewing angle, and as I said, it's a 2-wire IP system. We have a range of different installation methods. So also it can be mounted on the surface, or it can be mounted flush to the surface if that's possible. With a mounting box, it offers high degrees of protection against the environment, IP65. It also offers IK07. So if you're worried about it being damaged by a hammer flying through the air, then you can be safe and secure to know that it features IK07 protection. It's flexible as well. So if you have maybe more than five apartments, you can have the numerical keypad as well. So you can begin to build a solution into this. And again, the features just expand across the however many modules that you build together. So it's a modular design. We can also put them not only in portrait mode, but also here in landscape mode. So again, offering flexibility, and again, the keypad, even the keypads feature with braille numbers on the buttons. Okay, so finally, just to look at to wrap up this section by looking at if you like, the villa, the house intercom system. Okay, here it is. It's a system in a box. It does what it says. It does what it says on the tin. Okay, so it features the outdoor module here, the display, a 4-port PoE switch, and a mounting bracket. That's it, and a power supply. That's it. System in a box. Very, very, very cost effective. Feature rich. Again, remember, this has got facial recognition technology. It's got 2-way SIP quality audio. This is highly reliable. All of these different features come as standard, and it's a solution in a box as well. So here are just for your reference. Again, here's a little bit more detail about what you would find in the box in terms of the individual model numbers. But as I said, it's the outdoor unit, the video telephone outdoor. It's the monitor, the switch, and the mounting bracket. And you can see some of the specifications that that supports. So really a really great opportunity to sell this solution. And again, just as a recap, it's an all-in-one box solution. Of course, you can control it as you would expect using a mobile app. It's a very quick 3-step setup wizard, as Chris will demonstrate a little bit later this afternoon, and it's highly cost effective. Again, there's the mobile app, as I said, working to be able to give HD video from whatever the person sees will be received on the phone as a high definition image. And as I said, we've got the remote app as well. So again, we'll demonstrate this a little bit later, but you will see on your phone or in your smart device the same information as you would expect from the local site. So again, and also you can integrate it to to an alarm system, a CCTV and an alarm system. So you can support, as I said, up to 64 surveillance live views with the indoor monitor. We have 6 alarm inputs and an alarm output, all on the device. So it's an entire solution, if you like. So whether you want to view it as on the app, whether you want to do remote playback, or whether you use it purely as a door intercom product, you have the choice. So a lot of flexibility, all of that built into the product and supplied in one box. So we hope you're interested in buying some of these products. So the question would come is, where do we buy them? Well, this is a list of our value-added distribution partners in the UK and Ireland. I'm sure perhaps you're familiar with these. If not, then please reach out to them. They all offer great levels of pre and post sales support. We do the same to support them, and of course we would support you too. So as I said, please feel free to contact them if you have any questions or need pricing. Okay, so finally, just to before you do the quiz, and don't forget you got the opportunity to win some of the fact product that we've been talking about in the earlier part of the excuse me, the webinar today. But let's just end by giving you 10 reasons why we hope you would choose Dahua. Well, the first thing is that Dahua puts the customer at the center of our product development. So whether that be an access control product, a CCTV product, no matter facial recognition terminal or whatever, we put the customer at the center. We listen to their needs, their pain points, and we try to develop solutions for their product, for their problem. We deliver unparalleled quality and reliability, whether that's the speed gate, whether it's our CCTV cameras, our PTZ product, they're all tested and well supported. We work in partnership with our installation partners and our value-added distributors. We work together. It really means a lot at Dahua to be able to work together to develop solutions for our end users. We bring innovation to the industry using AIoT. So Dahua is really championing the way of really bringing artificial intelligence, and that word's come up many times during the webinar today, but marrying, if you like, artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things. Those two things are really bringing innovation to the security industry. We deliver innovative solutions for our customers using the latest technology. That's really what we like to do. So many times that you see a bunch of people around the table and they're trying to develop a solution to meet the customers needs. That's what we do. That's our sweet spot. If you've got an application that is difficult or tough, give us a call, challenge us. We like nothing more than, or the solution team likes nothing more than being able to try to find a solution for the customer's problem. We invested in 2019. We're still waiting for the numbers from 2020, but we invested in 2019. We invested almost $400 million in research and development. And again, that goes a long way to not only develop high quality, reliable product, but also the AI algorithms that we're using in many of the products we've been talking about today. We're committed to reducing our carbon footprint, not just in our packaging, in our manufacturing processes, but also in terms of producing low power product. A lot of our cameras these days, speed dome cameras, they're all trying to reduce the amount of energy that they use. But another example is to produce a solution in a box, like we just talked about with the video intercom. Again, reducing packaging. We can supply everything in the same box. Again, reducing the carbon footprint. And as I hope you've seen and have demonstrated throughout this webinar, we are an end-to-end solution provider. It doesn't matter whether you're talking about a CCTV system or whether you're talking about a video intercom, an access control solution. We can provide an end-to-end solution. And we do that often by integrating to our integration partners. So we have over 300 integration partners that we work very closely with. So companies like Milestone and PAC and Lenel, these sort of companies. And finally, we adopt, as you saw with the ISO standards, a lot of international safety and environmental, cybersecurity standards. We adopt all of those individual standards as well. So I hope those are some reasons why, if you're not currently using Dahua, we hope perhaps you would consider to use us in the future. I would like to just remind you that you have the chance now to win the FACT terminals you can see on the right-hand side there. So if you haven't already, download the Kahoot app and then put in that PIN number, which we will leave on the screen for some time. Make a note of that. The quiz is available until 12 noon today. So at 12 noon, and you can see your score. You can see how many you've got right. You can see the other players. It's quite fun, and you will see if you maybe you move up or down the ranking depending upon how you're doing. So a great opportunity to have a little bit of fun with us and win a FACT terminal for your efforts. So it only remains for me to say thank you very much indeed for the attending the webinar today. As I said, if you have any questions, my contact details are there. If not, I hope that you've used the chat. I can see the chat line's been very busy back to our office today. So hopefully a lot of good questions. If you have any opportunities, any questions, and you need any more information, then please don't hesitate to contact me or your local Dahua representative, or indeed one of our value-added distribution partners. So thank you very much indeed for attending. I look forward to talking to you next month about another exciting solution from Dahua. So thank you once again, and please enjoy the quiz.